What's going on, guys? Bringing you another video today about invading in Dark Souls 3. In this video, we're going to be hunting down a couple more ganks. I've used this build in a video before, so I'm going to be really quick when I go over it this time. 40 strength, 40 dex, pretty basic quality build with a little bit of vigor and endurance as well to bring me up to 91 soul level. The core of this build revolves around the +5 Black Knight Great Axe and the +10 refined Lothric Sword. Specifically in ganks, I have this refined +10 Dark Sword as well, so I can trade hits a little bit easier. I know there's a bad stigma around this weapon, but the extra AR helps a lot when you're fighting 3 or 4 people. I have my simple infused parrying shield, so I have more FP for shield breaks. Weight is actually a pretty big sore spot for this build. As you can see here, with the weapons I currently have equipped, I don't even have weight for a helmet slot. But when I unequip the Dark Sword, sometimes I can add a helmet for a little bit of flavor. This really isn't that important, but if you see me wearing something in the head slot, it means I don't have the Dark Sword equipped. For rings, I obviously have Havel's Ring, as I just talked about the weight problems. I have Lloyd's Sword Ring for the AR boost at full health, the Prisoner's Chain for 15 extra stats, and the Hornet Ring for boosted critical attacks. For a little bit more information, you can go check out one of my other videos where I use this build. But that takes care of that. Let's get straight into the clips. This first one's pretty long, but I'm very proud of it. My only friend in this world runs off to hide in a corner. This world is seeded, and they've already taken out most of the enemies, but there's a hollow above them throwing down Lloyd's talismans. Knowing how much damage I output with this axe, and knowing that I can't heal it back up, they're a little bit afraid. Then a fourth player gets summoned in. This seems to give them the confidence boost they need to start approaching me. Whenever you're fighting someone using sorceries, pyromancies, or miracles, you should probably be patient, because they can't throw them out forever. As it stands, there's no reason for me to approach them first. I take the opportunity while they're all running around in circles to cross them up with a roll. I know there's a phantom waiting over here somewhere, but it still gives me more space to move around. The fourth guy actually makes them feel safer than they are, and this guy does a running attack and gets punished. The difference between a 1v4 and a 1v3 is actually huge, so getting that kill is very important. You could technically call this a 2v3, but I still haven't seen that purple in a long time. I'm down a couple of Estus, but otherwise unharmed after killing that first phantom. I'm not sure where they ran off to, and it turns out my purple friend is actually being useful. And it looks like he scared them all off by himself. I know that talisman throwing NPC is still alive, and I don't want to get tagged by him, so I'm keeping an eye out. This guy's looking a little braver now, so we go in together. Looks like they've learned their lesson. If they kept fighting that in our terms, we would have picked them all off one by one. However, the fact that this is a 3v2 still means it's in their favor, and I have no incentive to approach them. Eventually this guy is going to run out of FP, and then they'll have to come to me. These gankers seeded the world, cleared out all the enemies, and waited for people to invade so they can get kill after kill. I, on the other hand, am only interested in winning this one fight. I have more patience than they do. Here he tries to look vulnerable to bait me back. I go for one attack, but I'm not going to chase him. It's also worth noting that I haven't seen the host for a while. He's probably trying to summon another phantom, or he's waiting right by the left to plunging attack me. I wind up taking a few hits in trade, and they're getting impatient, so they decide to chase after. Even the host, who's been hiding in the back the whole time, comes out to play. The Dark Sword Sunbro gets a little cocky. That's 2 down. Now that the fight's even, we can run up there and stick it to him. The host is hiding in the back, as usual. If he dies, the whole gig's up. This sorcerer gives us the runaround, but we chase her down and kill her with the power of teamwork. But their backup is starting to arrive. The host runs one way, and the phantom goes the opposite, so I decide to help my ally take him out. I catch his first roll pretty easily, but it doesn't result in the kill. My supposed friend comes closer to killing me than they ever have. As if the host wasn't scared enough before, now he can't heal. I don't expect him to actually get plunging attack from this position, but I figure I can distract him and then come around from behind. However, he gets a little bit too aggressive, and I get the plunging attack for free. Before the other phantom is fully summoned in, he takes a hit from that Black Knight Greatsword. Now he's really scared. I hear the sounds of successful fighting behind me, so I decide to chase the host. He manages to get a heal off here, but as long as he's not in an area where he can summon more phantoms, I'm happy with it. Although, obviously that's where he's going to try and run back to. Here I specifically try to zone him away from the bonfire, so we can't do any more summoning. He knows he's not going to get another summon off that easily, and he tries to make his stand, but my super armor reigns supreme, and I get the final kill. I applaud both myself and this purple for a very long, very successful anti-gank. I meet up with a fellow invader early on, and we decide to go on the hunt together. I try and show him that I'm not afraid of him, so that he doesn't have to be afraid of me either. By the way, this won't be as long as the last clip. None of the rest of these will be. That first one was really long. All of the enemies around here are dead, so I'm keeping an eye out. They could be anywhere. We wind up getting intercepted by this dark moon. I noticed that from the first time we meet, she's holding her shield up. I'll keep that in mind for later. An unfortunate friendly fire incident prevents us from finishing off this kill, but it's fine. We have plenty of time. The fact that we still haven't seen the host, however, makes me a little bit suspicious. Seeing that guy chameleoned in the middle of the room makes me think better of just rushing in. My friend doesn't have any such problem. They've already blown their element of surprise. Now it's time to just handle a regular 2v3. This guy tries to zone me out of the room, and I know my friend's fighting a 2v1 over there. This guy is unwisely swinging his giant weapon with one hand, so I get a free reaction parry. Now I have to save this other guy. I don't quite get the backstab off, and they're ignoring me. I have to introduce myself as a threat. Looks like I've got their attention now. I don't have the stamina to follow up this shield break, so thus begins our Black Knight Great Axe Ditto. Her use of the weapon art tells me that she plans on using the special strong attack weapon chain later on. For the time being, I'm content in trying to trade hits. There's that special strong attack that I was waiting for. I remember that she likes to hold her shield up, and she's been doing it a little bit now, so I decide to try and break it. I feign that I'm going for the host, and then turn back around on her. When people try to heal, they expect a running attack right after, and they'll hold up their shield. That makes for a really easy shield break. Despite the fact that this other invader has done nothing proactive this entire time, he's distracted everyone long enough for me to pick them off. He winds up dying, but it's for a good cause, as I get the backstab right after. While charging this, I shouldn't have locked on, and I should have followed the roll manually, but I still managed to clean it up as he tries to heal right behind me. I always like taking out these novice gankers. It makes me think that maybe they'll never even try again. This time we have a rare invasion where I actually show up somewhere near the host. The world is seeded, and it's already been cleared out. I see 3 people picking on another invader at a distance. I have to rescue him. He must see me as a threat for some reason, because instead of backing up behind me, he tries to roll right back through them. The first order of business is splitting them up. We don't want to deal with any 1v3s. One of them peels off and decides to go for me. As it turns out, all 3 of them decide to go for me. I'd expect someone using the same weapon as me to know how it works, but this guy walks right into it. Having 2 other players backing you up doesn't help if you die in 2 hits. I get hit with an Undead Hunter charm here, which means I have to end the fight pretty soon. I don't plan on waiting it out. Where's the fun in that? I cross them up to try and bring him closer to the other invaders so we can make this a 2v2. This guy really loves his Undead Hunter charms, and he takes almost 1,000 damage for it. The other invader finishes him off, and now it's a 2v1. Watching a host realize he's suddenly outnumbered is one of the most fun parts about anti-ganking. Look at him go. I know he's just going to try and give us the runaround so we can summon more phantoms, so I decide to go up these stairs and try and cut him off. I'm keeping an eye on him as I go up, and I see that he gets a little bit R1 happy on my other invader. This makes for an easy plunging attack. It's always fun to successfully work with someone that you've never met before, and you'll never meet again. These guys might have just been trying to progress through the area, but as soon as I came in, they started attacking my spawn. I can't forgive that kind of disrespect. The Farron Greatsword is one of the easiest weapons to avoid and counter. I'm still a little bit indignant about the fact that they attacked me as I was spawning in, so I decided to end this early. This ought to teach him a thing or two. That's the last gank I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, you can check out my channel for more videos like it, and subscribe for more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.